After nearly 10 seasons and 71 episodes, little Truro City from the 7th tier of English football system, we've made it all the way to the Premier League. One more game to play in the Championship against Fulham today. Hi everybody, welcome to Season 10, Episode 8 of From Hope to Glory at Truro City with me, the United City FM. It's party time. I have brought them all the way up to the Promised Land. Today, we finish off the Championship, so let's have a party. Here we are. Next season, we are going to be in the Premier League. This is unbelievable. It was a kind of limping across the line, if I'm totally honest, over the last couple of games. You can see since you and I were together against Brentford, we played Oxford and beat them, but then Bristol City and Barnsley both beat us and Reading got the draw. It was the point against Reading that finally did it, and we play one more game against Fulham today. But this has been absolutely sensational. At the beginning of the season, I genuinely didn't know where we were going to finish. I was trying to latch on to those last couple of playoff places, if I'm honest, see if we could get in there. But it's exceeded all of my expectations completely. We've won 29 games in our 45 so far, the 46th today. We drew 9, we've lost 7, we scored 80 goals, which is about second or third in the division, third I think. We let in 46, which again is quite high up there in terms of being the best defensive record. That's how we've managed to do it. Scoring a reasonable amount, conceding a few amount compared to others. 96 points so far. We could reach 99 just off that 100-point margin if we beat Fulham today. Fulham, though, they are in the last of the playoff spots. They're going to be a tricky side. They can't lose their playoff spot, so who knows what sort of team they're going to put out. We are going to put out the best team we possibly can and celebrate our Championship title win. So unfortunately, we're not quite at full strength today. We've got a few players missing. McCann and Fenn come out of our defence. Unfortunately, they're both injured. McCann out for another 5 to 9 days, 3 to 6 weeks for Fenn. Unfortunately, he picked up a fairly bad knock in the last couple of matches. And then Chawunga also out for 2 to 5 weeks. So there's a couple that have really struggled towards the back end of this season. We've also got Ep8 out as well. He's ineligible because he can't play against his parent club in Fulham today. So that's a problem for him. But we've still got a pretty good, strong starting lineup. Because Ep8 is out, we are going to play Sarmiento down that left-hand side one last time in the Championship, even though he's not quite at full fitness himself. But we really didn't have too many options. So that's what we're going to do. So for this final match against Fulham in the Championship, let's hope we never have to come back here. Let's hope that we can just continue to move forward. There is no guarantee of that, though, of course. Next season, the Premier League and beyond. Let's see how we get on. But today, we've got Mbayu in goal, Fink at right back, Cerula at left back, Reddy and Archer in central defence, Kane, Williams and Thompson in central midfield, Wright Phillips on the right, Sarmiento on the left, and Abu Bakar up top, with a bench of Clark, Finlayson, Adeniran, White, Ibrahim, McJanet and Battersby. So, for one final time in the Championship, let's get into today's game and see what happens. So there is a scenario where in theory we could finish second, but it needs like a 7-goal swing in favour of, I think, Blackburn just behind us for them to tie us on points and then potentially go above us on goal difference. So as long as we're not conceding too many today, we should be okay. If we can take a point, I'll happily take it. But those 99 points are just there for us if we can take all 3 today. So I've gone very chilled out. Told them we've got nothing to lose. We know how good we are. Let's show everybody what we're capable of. And we'll just have to see whether we can get one final performance this season out of this group of players away from home against a very tricky Fulham side. As I say, promotion playoff. Fulham are in the promotion playoffs, so they're going to be difficult to beat. But as long as we can compete well with them, I'm kind of happy with that. In terms of moving the club forward, I don't know how much you guys are aware. I can't remember what I've talked about or not. We have got a new stadium coming. It's something that I've been working on in the background for the last season or so. That's coming next summer, not this one coming. So at the end of our first season in the Premier League, we'll be getting a 22,000-seater stadium, I think it is, something like that. Considering we're playing in a 12,000-seat stadium at the moment, that's quite a step up. So that's something to look forward to. Let's hope that at that point we've still got Premier League football to play. Obviously, of course, even if in the first season we go back down to the Championship, that's not the end of the world, because those parachute payments will really help us to continue to build the club and put us back there again. So all in all, this particular achievement here has completely transformed this club, whatever happens next season specifically. Sarmiento at the top of the box. We eventually won the ball back, and that's a very lovely worked goal. We won the ball back very nicely, and then made a really decisive move through the centre point of the pitch at the top of the box. Sarmiento gets on the ball, jinks past the defender, gets to the top of the box, palms it off to Wright Phillips, drops it back to Kane. Nice one-touch football, and eventually Williams is on the end of it, and we go 1-up after 7 minutes. That is a fantastic start. But yeah, this is a celebratory game, really. Whatever happens here, we are going into the Premier League, and I'm kind of stunned by that at this point. We've moved up the divisions quite quickly. We've spent like 3 seasons in the Championship, which is really hard to get out of. And I wasn't even necessarily expecting us to do it this season. I thought it might take one more, if I'm honest. But this has been phenomenal. And then we pick up an injury, unfortunately. At 13 minutes, it's Wright Phillips with an injury. He's got a potential foot injury. And he's been phenomenal for us in the back end of this season. He's been a real leader for us. Fortunately, we do have Ibrahim on the bench, who is on loan from Leeds United, of course, as a right-sided option for us. So he'll come in and fill that role. I have secured a couple of these guys that we've got on loan for next season. We've got about a £29 million budget for next transfer window. If our overall balance, should I say, of the club can sustain that, I don't know or not. We'll have to wait and see. But in terms of what we're going to do over the summer, in terms of changing the personnel, I really don't have a clue at this moment. What I'd like to do is trying to make us a little more defensively hard to beat, if I can, by bringing in some good defenders. So that's my first thought. But other than that, it's about who's on the market, how much money they're going to cost, whether we can get in a couple of real bargains and work from there, really. It's a completely blank sheet. Some of these players are not going to be capable of the Premier League. There is no doubt of that. But it's about finding a way to take a few of them out and move them on and get some new players in without completely disrupting the entire team, because a brand new team in the Premier League, we need some form of consistency from where we've been. Otherwise, we're just going to get wiped off the pitch, I think. So there's lots to think about. Fulham break the lines very nicely, get through on goal, and Bayo covers the near post and gathers the ball comfortably. But there's the danger from Fulham, and a corner comes in, we get it partially cleared, but they're going to pick it back up again and come back at us. But yeah, I'm not really sure what the expectations are for the summer, really. 29 million won't go very far, but it will go much further than what we've had so far to spend. So we're going to have to use it wisely. So I hope you're excited by the potential of coming back next episode and seeing what we've potentially done with this side. There's going to be some in there, though. The likes of Abu Bakar, I'd love to see in the Premier League, see how he goes. Both Apoku and Ibrahim from Leeds and Fulham, respectively, are good young wingers. I'd like to give them a chance if we can keep those two on loan. We've got one of them at least, so I'll leave that one for, with you to think about over the summer. Wright Phillips, he's been with us for a very long time. I'd like to bring him up, as well as Sarmiento. I think our wide men potentially will all get a shot next season of trying to claim a position in the Premier League. It will be more defensively that we have to worry about. I think Fenn is a good left back. I think Reddy and McCann are reasonable central defenders, but I think we could possibly do better and possibly drop the two behind those players out of the squad and bring 2 new first team players in, maybe. But we'll have to wait and see. There's all sorts of manner of ways in which we can go. Half-time here, though, on this final day of the season, we've got a goal, which is fantastic. We did pick up a couple of yellow cards, which is always something we have to be aware of. But then, unfortunately, on 14 minutes, we did lose Wright Phillips, and that's a real disappointment. Let's hope his injury is not too bad, and it won't disrupt his summer rest too much, and then his build-up for next season. So we're going to go hands together. Things are going well, but I know you're capable of even more. Keep a little bit of pressure on them to keep performing, and come out here in the second half and do the professional job and keep hold of this lead that we've got. Whilst we're watching this particular match, let me remind you that I'm also over on twitch.tv/the United City FM every weekday these days. We're doing an AC Milan series over there at the moment, which is great fun. I'm really enjoying the whole streaming process. It's been an absolute boost to my self-worth and my self-confidence and all sorts of things in my content creation journey, because there's a lot of a lot of very good community there. So come and join us if you can. Even just to pop in for 5 minutes and say hi, that would be fantastic. So hope you'll do that, as a shot goes narrowly wide from Fulham. So yeah, every weekday, UK time, 3 o'clock. Most afternoons I'm there. Sometimes it's a little bit earlier, but come and find me over on twitch.tv. For this particular channel, though, if you're part of my YouTube journey, don't forget you've got my merch store that you can go and check out. You've got my Patreon that you can go and check out. There's an article there that tells you all about why I became a content creator. Go and give that a read. There's my Discord and Twitter feeds that you can come and be part of. Get involved in some good chat, and you'll get info about when I'm going live and all that kind of good stuff. So there's lots of stuff to find in the description below, as we gave away a penalty in the 74th minute. Unfortunately, Fulham get the chance to equalise. But yeah, all of the links in the description below. Go and check me out over there. And unfortunately, we can see the 74th minute equalising goal for Fulham. Harvey White with the penalty kick. And Bayo went the right way, couldn't quite get there, unfortunately. And we go 1-1. After the highlight finishes, we'll go back in and we to the tactics, and we will change a couple of things up for the last 15 minutes of the game. I did say I'd be happy enough with a draw. That would secure us the title, and that's ultimately all we need to be worried about. So we're going to bring... what are we going to do? We're going to bring... excuse me, my throat is causing me problems today. We're going to take Williams out and bring Adeniran in, just because we need to protect him from that yellow card, really. I don't want to play the last 10 minutes with 10 men or anything. We've got Thompson, who's really struggling with his fitness, so he'll have to come out. And similarly, at right back, Fink is struggling with fitness and has got a yellow card, so he'll come out and Darnell Clark will go in. Of course, we can't make that one, because we made an earlier substitution for Wright Phillips, unfortunately. So I'm going to undo the one for Marcus Thompson, who's slightly low on his fitness. We're going to take Fink out at the back and bring Darnell Clark in instead, because of that yellow card and the fitness issue. So those are the changes we're going to make. We're going to potentially come out from this little moment of tactical change and go into attacking, just to see if we can get on the front foot for the last 10 minutes. And we're going to fire them up for the last 10 minutes as well. But it's Fulham again with the ball. They cross it in, but Mbayu comes out and commands his area very nicely. Puts it into midfield. We win the ball in midfield. And good header on from Adeniran to Thompson. Sarmiento takes over on the left-hand side and then loses it quite tamely down that left-hand side, unfortunately. And Fulham counter-attack on us. They're taking their time. We've got a few men back, so hopefully we can get a foot in somewhere and nick the ball from them. But so far, they're moving it very, very nicely. They've worked it all the way to the top of the box. Eze through on goal. And they've blasted it in the back of the net from just inside the penalty box. And we go 2-1 down with 13 minutes to play. This is not how it was supposed to go today. I mean, it could have gone today like this. I said at the beginning, I thought they were going to be hard. But this is unfortunate. We have limped across the line, it must be said. Those recent fixtures, the results haven't gone in our favour, really. We just about got the points that we needed. But I think the pressure has finally got to all of these players trying to get into the Premier League. They just about did it, but it's just lost a little bit of the momentum of the team in doing so, I think. And that kind of happens at times. The mental part of this game is as important as anything. And this Truro City playing staff, I think, as I say, just at the last bit, have really struggled to get over the line. But we've done it. We are in the Premier League next season. Today I was hoping for a celebratory kind of let's show up and play really well type of performance. And what we've got instead is a little bit limp. And now Sarmiento, our other winger that started the match alongside Wright Phillips, is also now injured with another potential foot injury. We've got no more subs left. We've got 5 minutes to play and we're going to have to do it with 10 men, unfortunately, through injuries. This is not quite the day that I really wanted. It won't stop the celebration of going up to the Premier League, but it's not quite what I wanted it to be. But there we go. That sometimes happens in football. Full-time whistle goes. We do lose to Fulham on the last day of the season, but here is a trophy presentation ceremony for Truro City. The boys going up onto the podium. They're going to get their medals handed out to them, and now they get to raise the championship trophy as championship winners. And we go up to the Premier League for season 11 of From Hope to Glory next season. That is fantastic. The ticky tape comes down, the fireworks go, the flares off in the background. It's all fantastic. And we get to do a lap of honour with the trophy. And this is something I genuinely didn't think I would be seeing at this point when we started this particular season. So this is phenomenal stuff. And we get a chance to reset in the summer. We're going to have to do an awful lot of work. This squad needs a lot of work to be able to stay in the Premier League. Whether we can achieve that or not, you're going to have to come and join me for next season. But for now, this particular end of season game didn't quite go our way. So that is going to do it for this particular campaign. The championship is done on this particular occasion. You'll see that in the table, Blackburn dropped from second place on that last day of the season on goal difference. Leeds United sneak in and they come up to the Premier League with us. Blackburn drop into the playoffs with Villa, Fulham and Birmingham. That's going to be a good, interesting set of games. Portsmouth, Millwall, Wimbledon go out of the division, so they're gone into League One. But we don't have to worry about that. We are going up to the Premier League. As I say, I don't know quite what's going to be happening over the summer in terms of the squad, but there's several players here that are going to be given a chance. The likes of Fenn, Opoku, McCann, Abubakar probably will all be in our starting lineup next season. We'll just have to see what we can do with this finances. So currently we've got 10 million in the overall balance, 29.8 as a transfer budget. We've got 375k that's not spent out of our current wage budget now as well. That's been upped considerably. So there's going to be a lot of movement there depending on what our overall budget can cope with, our overall balance. So join me next episode. I'll have reinvigorated this squad for a new season in the Premier League. Until then, though, thank you for joining me for this season. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the ride. Let's see where we can go next season. It's going to be a really hard one, but a lot of fun, I hope. But until next season, thank you for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode. That will help me get seen by more people in the YouTube algorithms. Until next time, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.